From the safety of the taxi, Professor Jeff Beattie is watching the fear unfold.
What's interesting about Harry here is the tone of his voice. It's flat and really quiet. Fear takes people in quite different directions. Some people get really angry and the tone becomes louder and more changeable. Other people kind of retreat into themselves, and that's exactly what Harry's doing. And it's about hanging on to reserves. He doesn't know what's coming next, so he's trying to keep something back for later.
Despite Harry being given a tent all of his own, he finds he's missing the comforts of his rock and roll lifestyle.
I just fucking want to be in a room in the hotel with the light, the TV on, with the guys. Because this is just not fun.
Too frightened to call out for ghosts, Tom and Dougie find other distractions.
Oh, so anyway, yeah, I've got this game called In My Pants. Do you want to play it?
Yeah, as long as I don't have to put my pants in your pants.
All you have to do is, you got to think of, like, movie names and then say In My Pants afterwards, and if it's funny, then, you know, you kind of get a point or whatever.
Right, okay.
So, like, Die Hard in my pants.
I'm absolutely crapping myself right now. If I was wearing a nappy, I would shit myself. That's bad. Oh, shit. That was something. What the fuck is that? I'm really scared. I don't know what's going on, really. My whole body's gone tingly. I heard that fucking whistle.
What else? Free Willy in my pants.
Just had a click. I'm just in a fucking tent in the middle of the woods. Anyone would shit themselves. Yes, the whistle. Massive whistle, that is a good shout.
With the whistle sounding, Harry's quick to get out of the tent and back to safety.
I just felt like I was in the Blair Witch Project. Still can't see anything. Shit.
It's not until Tom and Dougie leave the tent that they actually admit to each other they were hearing strange noises.
I was hearing stuff, but I didn't want to.
Yeah, I was as well. I didn't want to freak you out.
I was like, oh, heard something there. So anyway,
Could you feel stuff?
Ectoplasm.
I could feel stuff as well.
Really? I could
Yeah.
feel your head on my shoulder. I kept thinking, what the fuck's that, man?
No, I could feel stuff, but I didn't want to get you freaked out and then you freaked me out even more. I could feel stuff like touching my foot.
Really?
And like stuff throwing in, yeah.
Oh, God.
Deep in the woods, Danny's ordeal continues. He's so far away from Yvette that he hasn't heard her whistle.
I feel like I can move now. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Get me out of here.
It's all too much for Danny, so he makes a break for freedom.
Oh my God. I'm so happy. Yes!
Danny might be enjoying his freedom for now, but unfortunately for him and the rest of the boys, Yvette is taking them to the next and even scarier location. Yvette and McFly are en route to possibly the most terrifying location of the night. Set in the once lawless, wild country that is the English-Scottish border, this castle dates back to the 13th century. This place has a very bloody history, being caught up in the countless skirmishes between England and Scotland. It has been laid siege to many times, and over the centuries, its dungeons were prison for hordes of border raiders. As Yvette and the band make their way into this frightening fortress, they are met by Miranda Braithwaite, whose family are the castle's present owners.
Do you want to show us? Yeah.
Come on through.
There we go. It's a magnificent house, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite old. It's about 800 years old. And there's been a lot of different owners, but we're the last. And we've probably been here since about 1991.
There's a lot of ghosts. There's an awful lot of history to this house.
Outside in the taxi, Professor Jeffrey Beattie is monitoring the boys' initial reaction to the castle.
This setting has a pretty formidable history. It looks comfortable in there, even homely in parts, but there has to be something behind all of that. You can see them kind of thinking to themselves, this all looks okay, but there has to be more to this castle than actually meets the eye.
Moving on up through the castle, Yvette leads the band to a bedroom that was formerly a smoking room.
The thing about this room is, and I'm sure Miranda will back me up on this, is that any guests that stay in here hate it. They don't like it at all, do they?
Not surprised.
No.
Why are you saying not surprised?
It's quite spooky.
You think it's a spooky room?
Of course it is.
I just said I feel quite comfortable. It's like my granny's spare room, and she was like, "No, you wouldn't." I was like, "All right, no."
Well, this room, correct me if I'm wrong, but this room, when people stay in here, they'll lie on the bed, and they'll be fast asleep, and they'll feel this great weight pressing down on them, and they'll be woken up. People don't like to sleep in here. They don't like the atmosphere at all, do they, Miranda? Not one bit. Okay, and you never know, one of you could be sleeping in here later.
Maybe if someone else was occupying the other bed, then.
So you wouldn't do it on your own?
Wouldn't like to, no.
Okay, all right then.
I should just keep quiet, really, shouldn't I?
You should, really.
Yeah.
Shall we call out? No, would you like me to call out?
Yeah.
Yeah? You don't want to do it?
No.
Still not confident enough to do it. All right, then. Let's see what happens. Everybody keep your feet still, just in case we hear some tapping. OK, what I'm trying to find is I've been told by the medium as well that we have a lady who's about 50, in her 50s, and she's sort of goes about her business in this room, likes to tuck people in, touch them, and the pushing down is actually the way in which she died. So she died from chest infection or complications with her breathing, and that's why you feel that heaviness on your chest. So she's here all the time in this room, so it'd be interesting to see if I call out if we get any knocking or any noises, yeah? All right. If there's anybody here, if there's a spirit of a lady here in the room, can you please make a noise? Can you please knock twice if you can hear me?
The most dramatic thing here is how relaxed they're all looking until Yvette starts calling out. It's that kind of contrast from one moment to the next. They really don't like it when Yvette starts calling out. And I think it's because it exposes this core belief that they've got, which is that there's actually something out there, and they really don't want to hear the response.
If there's any spirit people here in this room now, in this building, can you please come forward and talk to us? Can you knock or make a noise? There we go. Okay. Can you make it louder, please? If you're here, knock twice, much louder. Can you hear it? It's very gentle, isn't it?
Watching the social group here, you can see them mimicking each other's posture. Dougie and Harry are in exactly the same posture, their arms folded tightly across their chest. And Danny and Tom are in the same posture, their hands deep in their pocket, both looking down. Now, the reason human beings do that, it's a way of unconsciously signalling togetherness or rapport. They're pretty frightened there, and they want to feel that someone's in the same position. How do you do that? You can stand next to someone, but if you're not next to someone, how else can you do it? You can adopt exactly the same posture, because human beings are very sensitive to this kind of interpersonal mimicry.
Do you mean us harm? No. That was one gentle rap. Okay. So hearing that, she doesn't mean you any harm. Okay. Well, let's keep going. Okay.
The next port of call on this grand tour is the bathroom. But before Miranda can tell them about the ghostly goings-on in here, Tom has a confession to make.
You felt being pushed where?
It was when we were in the last room.
In the smoking room?
Yeah.
Pushed where?
Like on sort of on my chest and my shoulders. It was quite hard as well because I kept having to I was leaning forward. I wasn't really listening to what everyone was saying, so I was concentrating on standing up because I was being pushed. So I was like that, like trying to concentrate on not being pushed up.
You don't think it was your imagination?
No, that's right, because you said like about that woman, I was thinking, no, it's nothing, it's nothing. That's why I didn't want to say anything, because I thought it must just be me, and then so I just sort of, you know, tried to forget about it, and then it got like stronger, and I felt like I was being pushed back, and I was properly like having to lean forward.
First rule about ghost hunting is if you feel anything or sense anything, say it there and then. Don't wait for later on, okay?
Was Tom touched by the spirit of the old lady, or might it have been the ghost of the old sea captain, Buccaneer William Smith? He owned the castle back in the early 1800s and is also believed to haunt these rooms.
Do you want to tell us what's happened here?
Yeah, well, basically, a friend of ours was having a bath, and he was just sitting there, and suddenly he saw a man sitting in that chair, just that one there, just sitting, watching him whilst he was having a bath.
That's not funny.
It's a bit of a pervert kind of ghost.
Well, we think it's the Buccaneer Smith. Also, our medium has sensed that he's, you know, as I've already said, he's along the corridor, his presence is along the corridor, and also in the bathroom. And
What did your friend do when he saw the guy sitting in the chair? I would have jumped out the window.
He's never been back.
He's never come
He's
back.
never come back.
Can you hear the knocking already? Listen. If there's somebody here, please can you knock? If there's a spirit person here, Buccaneer Smith, if you're here, can you knock, please? It's very quiet. Please knock louder. Let us know that you're here. Was it? Two. It's definitely there, isn't it? Oh, can you hear it now? Can you hear it? Can you knock twice, please, if you're a man? There we go. Can you hear it?
Buccaneer Smith.
Ask. Is it Buccaneer Smith? Go on. I know you feel a wally, but go on.
Smithy boy, how are you? What?
It just not back.
Go on. Smith, how you doing, mate? Yeah, good. Me too.
Not bad, Harry.
So do you mean there's any harm?
Do you mean us any harm? Knock twice for yes. Do you mean me any harm?
Yes.
Two.
Do you know what I love about you lot? Is when the lights are on, it's all smooth, isn't it? It's a great laugh. You'll all be crying in a bit.
With Yvette's chilling promise ringing in their ears, McFly are taken to a chapel which is home to, of all things,